Hi, everybody, and welcome to Cope with Hope. Today, I have the lovely Gayatri Gauri and her gorgeous daughter, Prerna, who are going to be talking to me about their relationship as mother and daughter, their relationship as women in India today, their relationship with their careers, and their mantras for living well. Also, about how they evolved in 2020. So, Gayatri, thank you so much for coming on. Gayatri is a journalist, her passion is acting, and of course, much, much more. So, Gayatri, let's start with 2020. If you
Yes.
were to sum this up in one title, what would it be for you?
Good question. Often what comes to my mind, since I'm so much into movies and writing movies, this title, Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Every day has been a Groundhog Day for us. There's no change. Every day we have to keep thinking about, okay, what do we do today? What next? And we cannot depend on the external circumstances at
No,
all.
no,
We
yeah,
have to just decide what is the best thing that we can do, what we can bring to this day, and to make ourselves more evolved or to learn from this.
yes.
And how is it that we can change our attitude towards this whole thing that has happened, this entire pandemic? And everything depends on us now.
Everything depends
How
on
we
us.
take it. It depends
Yes,
on our reaction eventually.
yes. And then what we're
Because
going to
it's a
do, how we
life-changing
present
event.
ourselves. Yes,
Right, right. It's so life-changing. It reminds us of our mortality.
yes,
It's something we take for granted completely. Each
absolutely.
day, I mean, just simple things like waking up. Okay, I've woken up today. I'm breathing. I don't have a cold. I mean, somebody just imagine today we take a simple cold so seriously. If
Yes,
someone sneezed in the initial days, oh my God,
it was
run
yeah,
away. It's
big
so
thing.
so
Yes,
bizarre.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I just don't take any moment for granted now.
yeah,
Now time is precious, health is precious,
yes,
our family is precious.
yes,
So I mean, it's back to basics ultimately. It's just such a
yeah.
life-changing event. Yeah.
So Prerna used to be with Terence Lewis, right? You were one of the dancers with them.
Yeah, I was.
And the first time I saw her was in a TV serial called Parichay, and I fell in love with her. And then
Thank you.
I think I saw you in Anurag Basu's Tagore stories. Were you in one of them? Yeah,
Yeah,
my
I
daughter was also in one of the first few. And so tell me what you've been doing during the lockdown. Were you with your mama? Where were you?
there were days when I was with my mom. There were days when I was just 3 a.m. in the night learning makeup. Because there are courses that happen online, live courses, which happen through Denisa Myrick's University. So just adding to my skill list.
Yes.
What else can I learn that also supports my profession of acting or
Right.
dancing?
Okay.
So 3 a.m. waking up and doing that. Also signed up for some dance classes with Broadway Dance Center and practicing theatrical jazz, lyrical jazz. That's what I did. And besides that, of course, the mundane, but I think the beauty. I read this quote that mundane is the wrong word for consistency. Basically,
Yes.
consistently doing the same thing every day, whether it's the small chores, cooking, cleaning. So spent a lot of time upgrading my skills in terms of those things as well.
Yes. Yes.
But in terms of my profession, this is what I did and spent a lot of time with my brother and my mom and my dad. So yeah.
So
In
if you
fact, her brother would give cues all the time. She has to do auditions.
uh,
Her brother gives the cues. If I am shooting, then he would give the cues, or the other way around. It's
yeah,
all the
Yeah.
time. I mean, that was one of the part of the things that we
lot
did.
of a lot of self testing.
yes,
So
lot of
uh,
self-testing.
lot of self
Right.
testing, and luckily my mother is an actor, so cues weren't that much of a problem. But my brother also has a hidden talent, actually. He just has to discover it. And actually, we as a family also did an ad film during the lockdown.
I believe so.
Mama
What
played
was this
Mama
ad
Chal
film?
Rahi.
What was this ad film on?
It didn't come out, but it was for, I can be discreet and say, for a ghee brand, milk dairy product. I can say that. Yeah. So that was an interesting experience. All of them had to act.
Okay.
So, yeah. My dad was also in it.
Organized the audition at home and, trained, everyone else in the family as to where to sit, etc. Place the camera somewhere, and then every time, we had to make changes. Literally, we were directing our own thing, and Prerna took and she convinced all of us, because not everyone, like Prerna and I are, of course, actors. The rest of the family, but she just made sure that we all do it, just so that's a part of our lockdown memory.
Yes.
So it was quite interesting the way we went early morning, all of us wearing masks, and then to this place and making sure that we disinfect ourselves constantly.
My mother was on her head all the time, mask pehno. I'm like, Mama, now let it go. It was just the 6 of us. But
and I felt that everyone was totally forgetting about these things, and I was the only one remembering. And it just felt, because the moment you start acting in front of the camera, you actually forget that anything else is going on, and you're so happy about doing your work. So
this was in April. This was in June. We shot it in June. This was when it was at its peak.
My God! Yeah. You can describe 2020 being in a lockdown in 5 words. What would you say, Prerna? It'd be 5 separate words. Doesn't have to be a sentence.
Acha. Separate words. The importance of consistency.
Yeah.
A lot of virtues will come out now. Patience.
Yes.
Patience to fulfill those dreams, patience, consistency, what else? Faith.
Faith, yes.
Faith. Also the importance of sleep, and, no, that would be different. Just go with the...
No, but sleep
these 3 is what is coming to my mind. Sleep and be my diet.
Yeah. I remember when it first started, everybody was like posting things about diet and eating well, and then everybody got a little fed up. Then everyone went through phases, I saw.
I know. And then everyone was into making banana bread all the time.
Same.
Either people are making banana bread, or they are making babies. I felt I was missing out on both, because I'm not good at making banana bread or any baking or any cooking thing.
Oh, my mother hates cooking.
So what did you do?
So that was a huge learning.
But my mother loves giving us kadas. She gave us kadas all the time. She makes soups for us, and wakes us up with really strange tasting smoothies. That's her favorite thing in cooking.
What do you think you as a family learned at that time? As a family together? Prerna.
As a family, to really, times are changing now.
Yes.
We lost my grandfather also this year. 2020. We are in 21 now. 2020 in February, we lost my grandfather. And that kind of was a big transition for me, especially to go from this girl who was this child, and now she has to become this adult.
Yes.
So for me, as a family, I really learned that now is the time when I have to be there for my folks, for my mother, for my father. And, nothing else comes before that, not even my career or, anything else. So, because that's how I decided to bring my mother home. Otherwise, of course, my mother lives by herself.
Yes.
And I was very hell-bent on, kind of taking care of her and having her right under my nose, and I'm keeping a check on her. Mask pen ke don't go, without mask don't go, or don't take a rickshaw, don't take this, that. So, we learned the things that we used to take for granted earlier, that those are the things that are the most important, and how the importance of those things. As a family, we all learned that. Yeah.
What do you say, Gayatri?
I think they learned that they can't get away from my nagging at all.
Okay, and what did
Because
you learn?
I learned that I need to cut down on my nagging, definitely. And also, I was so used to living alone that I didn't realize just how much I missed them.
Yes.
And when I stayed with them, and then coming back to stay post lockdown on my own was very tough. So
Yes.
every time they would say, "Mama, don't go," I would say, "Yeah, very willingly, okay, I'm not going." I would make
Yes.
plans of going back,
Yes.
and then then I would I think we all were looking for excuses for me not to leave and come back to be in my own space.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, as a family, I just learned not to take each other for granted, and this whole, whether we are going out or not doesn't matter at all. In fact, I was surprised. I did not miss outings. I did not miss going out for coffees and for movies or anything else,
Yes.
because these kids were around, and
Yes.
that was the main thing. And that's all that mattered.
Yes.
The togetherness is all that mattered. And
Yes.
I just realized just that these kids are also my grandparents. So everyone rolled into one.
How
So
lovely.
and we keep discovering sides to each other, I think, because you see them as grown up responsible people, and
Yes.
that's a delightful surprise, actually.
Yes.
It's just that you just constantly in your mind you think of them as your babies, and then you suddenly realize, okay, and then suddenly they start being so overprotective. Like Prerna was, "Mama, you're not going there, you're not taking an auto, I'm going to drop you." And I said, "Listen, I can take care of myself, I'm not old."
Yes.
I'm a little too much. I'm calming myself down.
I think we all got hyper during the COVID period
Yes.
initially. We got a little hyper, even about the disinfecting and things and everything else. And slowly we have all cooled down, and she's taken off for a New Year holiday also.
Very good.
And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I
things
think
are,
everybody got hyper in the beginning, which was
yes,
natural because it was really bad in the beginning.
right.
And now we know a little bit more about it. Yes, we still have to wear masks and be careful, but everybody's
Right.
sort of calmed down,
Right.
isn't it?
And we are also part of we are divorced,
Yes.
the way we have all in a way come together as good friends in a very healthy relationship. So I think that's also been a very big learning and a boon for the kids as well,
Yes.
uh, during this time.
Yes.
So it's been a huge experience of letting go, of really understanding that nothing else matters really,
No.
except everyone's well-being.
Fantastically said. Nothing else matters but everyone's well-being. So as a family, you would have evolved.
Right,
As a
right, right.
family, you have evolved,
Yeah.
and perhaps the crux of all that was Prerna.
Absolutely. She just took charge. I
Yeah.
was just initial 1 month. It was very difficult for me also, just being on my own. And then we used to interact all the time on video calls.
Yes.
All the time. We were just making calls to each other, talking. And so she just came here and literally packed me into a car, and she said, "Bas, Mama,
Well
you're
done.
coming there." Because she was getting very worried. I realized that she's getting too worried,
Yes.
because I would go down and pick up my groceries, etc. The online websites were not working. The delivery
No.
system wasn't working.
In the beginning,
So
no.
yeah, exactly. So she said, "No, you are not going and picking up anything, and you are coming here, and we are going to do things for you." And in fact, she messaged me, "You are going to get room service." These were her words.
How
So,
sweet.
Yeah. So I realized that, okay, how can I refuse that offer? That's an offer you cannot refuse.
So much love. And Prerna, how did you decide that this has to be like this? How did you decide that I'm going
Yes.
to do this?
Yes.
I honestly learned a lot in the last, in 2018 and 19, when my grandfather was very critical for 2 years. I don't know. I discovered this side to myself where when the going gets tough, I just become this person who's like this fighter and survivor and will
Yes.
do anything to keep her grandfather alive, will do anything to take care of her mother or her father. I don't
Yeah.
know. I discovered this side to me, and
It's wonderful. It's a wonderful side. It's a wonderful way to be. It's a wonderful way for the world to be, not just you. Everybody should be like that, taking care of each other, being there for each other, sending notes and saying, I'm going to give you room service. Yeah, that's very,
I
very.
know that was such a, in fact, yeah, we've had very good memories, even if, it was all about wearing gloves and scrubbing and stuff like that. It was nice in a way. I learned, in fact, she even taught me how to use that, those brooms. What do you call them? Yeah. Prerna?
the mop and twist.
Mop.
The
Yeah,
mop
the
and
mop
two.
and twist. Now taught me how to use it and stuff
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that was great. But
Yes.
the rest of the time, I mean the days just went by because
Yeah.
we also did our classes. I joined these writing classes, and that really was a big blessing. I mean that is something that I feel 2020 has given me. It's
Wow.
a lovely workshop that I've been doing with Boman Irani, and he's a fantastic mentor. He's the
Yes.
best mentor I've come across. Because when I started writing scripts, it was through somebody who was based in LA, and I developed a Hollywood script for him. But I did not learn from them as much as even from a Sitfield workshop which I had done. I did not learn from any of those as much as I have learned this entire year from Boman.
So,
Yeah.
Prerna, tell me what hope means to you. What does the word hope mean to you?
Hope means just keeping more than keeping your head above water, and having faith in those dreams, and just staying positive, and being in the moment, with positivity and positive thoughts, um, and just believing in that, what you really want and what you really need, just believing in it.
Wonderful. Gayatri, what does hope mean for you?
Faith in the good, faith in something positive happening all the time, and more than anything else happening, just to keep myself hopeful and positive all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, that's the ultimately, and I want to remember this 2020 forever because it's so easy. I mean, nothing has changed really. I mean, we are in 2021, but nothing has changed
No.
actually,
Yes.
except that the government has called off the lockdown, but uh, the pandemic is very much here, and we
Absolutely.
still have to cope with all this. So ultimately it's just that we have a faith that
Yes.
this is going to disappear, we are going to be able to meet, we are going to be able to hug each other,
Yes.
and interact.
Yes.
I so look forward to meeting you, Nandini, really. It's literally in person.
Yeah.
This is because ultimately all this is so impersonal.
Yeah.
I want that touch, the feel, and everything
Yes.
together. So,
Absolutely.
so yeah, the hope means that I'm really looking forward to, may not be the normal that we used to know, but it might be a better normal. Who knows?
Who
So
knows?
I would love to believe that it will be a better normal. In fact, because I'm sure, just like me, everyone has done some introspection and realized a few things, and we all will be meeting at another plane altogether now. So
Absolutely.
I think things might be better when we all meet. So
Yes.
I'm very hopeful about that.
Yes.
I'm hopeful that about love and peace basically overcoming everything else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Prerna, what is it that you'd like to tell our audience? What is it about yourself that you'd like to tell our audience before we say goodbye?
About me.
About you, about the future, about your life mantra.
um, my about myself, all I would say is, just be there for family. Well, my life revolves around the boys of my life. That is my father, my brother, my fiance, and revolves around my mother. That's what my life is about. So,
Okay.
And just nothing is above skills. So keep working on your skill,
Yes.
no matter what. It really saves you in the darkest of times.
Oh, yes.
Like it saved me during the pandemic. Learning is what kept me going. I mean, reading the news was not learning at all. It was just the opposite of learning. You want to lose faith.
Yes.
You want to not, it just makes you so negative. So
Yes.
learning is what helps you. Knowledge is what helps you stay positive and hopeful. So I think just keep working on your skill and be with the times. Yes, be aware of what's going on. Try and that is an aspect in my life that I need to improve, where I need to read the news more often. But having said that, skill is above everything, and family is above everything. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So I would like to say.
Gayatri, before we sign off,
More or less the same, learning. It's been a year of learnings, and I have enrolled into courses, and I've realized that, I love learning. In fact, I feel that if I was like this in school and college, my life would have probably been quite different. Because the way I have been just seeking more knowledge and more skills and updating myself, not because it needs that I need to do something, but because it it makes me feel better, and I feel that I have had a productive day. For me,
absolutely.
productive day has become very important, and also it's become very important to know from what is it that I can give and what is it that I can share. So every time, it's just about just living fully in every possible way.
That's wonderful. So here's to you guys living fully in every possible way. And here's to meeting really soon. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
Nandini.
Thank you
Yes,
so
I
much. You've
really
been
look
so
forward.
wonderful as a host, and I have to say your smile is so cute,
Yes.
and and I've just been mesmerized by that through
Oh,
the chat. It's been
thank